A man with a metal shackle on his head suddenly burst up from the desert. As he woke, waves of pain shot through his skull. Max immediately yanked out the hooked needle that had been stuck in his neck, drawing blood. But he wasn't free yet. Following the direction of the chain attached to the shackle, Max gave it a pull and discovered the other end was locked onto the wrist of a war boy. So he dragged the boy out from a wrecked vehicle. But even after using every ounce of strength he had, he still couldn't break free. Furious, Max noticed a metal cutter on the ground. He then pointed his gun directly at the war boy's wrist. But when he pulled the trigger, the bullet misfired from sand, clogging the gun. Enraged and frustrated, Max resorted to using his teeth. Just as he was about to bite down on the boy's wrist out of sheer desperation, a sudden banging sound came from behind. He turned and, sure enough, spotted an approaching war rig. With no time to think, Max hoisted the boy's body onto his shoulder, dragging the door he was chained to, and staggered toward the vehicle. Struggling his way closer, he was suddenly met with a seductive scene. 5 stunning, model-like women washing sand off their bodies. Max immediately dropped the war boy, and the noise naturally drew the women's attention. The next second, Max raised his gun, bluffing a threat. As one of the women cut off the chastity belt around her groin, Max stared in disbelief. But what tempted him even more was the water spilling around them. His lips cracked with thirst. He gestured for them to hand over the hose. A pregnant woman slowly approached and passed it to him. Max grabbed it and sprayed water wildly into his mouth, drinking in greedy gulps. After quenching his thirst, he lifted the chain between him and the war boy, signaling for them to bring over the bolt cutters. Just as Furiosa was about to take hold of them, Max immediately sensed she was dangerous and subtly motioned for someone else to do it instead. A slender woman approached with the bolt cutters, attempting to snip the chain, but she was too weak and the metal wouldn't budge. The next moment, while she was off guard, Furiosa slammed into Max with a brutal tackle, knocking him to the ground. She seized his weapon and struck him hard, then pressed the gun to his jaw and pulled the trigger without hesitation, only for nothing to happen. Furiosa moved to strike again, but Max grabbed her by the throat, flipped her beneath him, and pinned her to the ground. Seeing the tide turning against her, one of the women behind them immediately grabbed hold of the chain.